Okay, Gerardo Roman Diaz, Saturday, today, Saturday, 5:47 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, California, USA. Okay, I'm here today. I'm doing a marathon of lives every day, talking about what I am all about. So, lives are very important, and I want to make a reminder again. If any of you haven't done any lives, I think it's time for you to start doing them, because you are on Facebook, and when we are on Facebook, so this is one of the tools that we can use to brand ourselves. So take advantage of lives and brand yourself, right? So what you have to do, you have to talk about you, about things that you can share, things that you know, things that you think can benefit other people, and tell them who you are, what you're doing, and go from there. Anyway, so I'm here for a few minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes talking, and basically my topics of talking, the subjects I have is basically marketing on social media or Facebook, no, specifically, and topics about God, anything that has to do, in relationship with developing love or knowledge about what God is and things like that. So today I was going to talk about God, but I may be mixing, God and marketing at the same time. Anyway, so what we can say about God? I don't want to sound like talking about a specific religion, because we already know that there are many religions in the world, and also we know that sometimes when the topic of religion is a very touchy subject, where some people might get offended because other people don't believe what that person believes, and then things don't go right. But if you go deep into your own religion, you will find out that God is actually love. God is not a person like us that gets angry to anyone because he's not believing what we believe. So God is complete love, complete understanding. It's like a very, very, very loving Father to everyone. So, yeah, so what am I talking about God? Well, I'm almost going to 65 years old now. Sometime in 1973 or 1972, when I was about 17 years old, I got to go a little deeper into my curiosity about God. Because actually I had curiosity about God since I remember, since I was five years old. Kind of going on the top of the roof of where I was living, and during the night watching at the stars and trying to find out, what is all this greatness that I see, the universe, the stars, and all that. So, yeah, some of us believe that there is a God, some of us don't want to believe that. And maybe we don't want to believe that because maybe we are a little angry because in some religions or some people that had to do with God, we're not really good in our own eyes. So maybe that's why sometimes we just don't want to know about that. Well, I understand that. Anyway, so so I had kind of like I went a little deeper into getting to know about God, and then I got trained into some kind of monk training life for a few years. So that's why I'm very connected with God consciousness. So from my own point of view, it's very important to have some kind of understanding or feeling, or maybe not completely belief, but some kind of realization that there is something higher than us outside, something bigger than us that is taking care of things. Even is taking care of we may not, maybe we don't want to accept it, but it's even taking care of the small details about this planet, about this universe, about everything. Small details like life, like our breathing, our health, our state of mind. So many things that are connected somehow or other with a superior authority, with a superior being. So I wanted to say some things today about God. And I know in 5 or 10 minutes, so it's not like enough time to talk about God, because God is great, it's big, something higher. And as I said before, I don't want to go into one religion or another. I just want to talk about my own experience about God. And with the knowledge that I had about Him, or about God, so in my case, I understand that God is only one. Sometimes when we don't have enough knowledge about God, we say, oh no, your God is not my God. I cannot follow your God because I follow my God. But no, God is only one. There cannot be two gods. It's only one. It can be named in different ways by different people, but it is only one God. So depending on the population, depending on the country or the tradition or the culture, so some people may call him, let's say, for names that we already know. So some people may call him Allah. Some people may call him Jehovah or Jehovah in Spanish. Some people may call him God, just God, like that. Some people may even refer to him as Jesus, because some people have that faith that Jesus is God. Some other people may call him Buddha or Krishna, or so many names, but it's the same personality. For example, my name is Gerardo, but my friends may call him Mexican, because I'm from Mexico. Or some other friends may call me Mr. Roman. Or some other people may call me, hey, you with a blue shirt. So different names, without the names don't change me. So the same thing with God. So if I can have one name, and I'm just a simple human being, I'm not God. Why I want to dare to say that God cannot have many names? If He's God, He can have as many names that people want to call Him, also as many names as He desires to have, because He is God. God, there is no greater personality than Him. And if I have something, so God has that and more, because God is superior, so that's my own realization, and also understanding of many other people who are masters about God, masters about the spirituality. So all of them mostly mention this or talk about this. It's very common, it's very logic, So there is not too much to think about. It's very logic, it has logic in it. And also logic, talking about logic, for example, you see me right here, I'm talking, I have a mouth, a face, head, and also I have 2 hands and 2 legs and 2 feet and all that. So in this way we can relate, you can see me, you can hear me. So the same way with God. Sometimes we say, no, God has we cannot see Him, He's in the spirit. Yes, that's true. He's in the spirit, but at the same time, He's a person. Here comes also the logic. So how come if I am a person, God cannot be a person? God has to be a little less than me. Of course, His personality, His body is not the same as mine. Mine is going to be disintegrated in a few years. It's going to the earth, right? To all the elements. Go back to the elements. Water to the water, iron, everything goes disintegrated, the body. So the body of God is not like this. The body is different. It's not the same thing like this. This is, whatever you see here is energy coming from God also. So this body is energy from God also. So God has a different, it's a superior kind of body. That body don't decay like our bodies. It's a different kind of body. And we can see God and God can see us if we have the eyes to see Him. If we don't have the eyes to see Him, no. So what I mean by that, it means that we have to have love for God and devotion. So those are the elements to help our eyes, even these material eyes, to see God. If we don't have the love and devotion towards God, so then we cannot see Him. And God is so kind, so nice with us, that He allows us anything we want. If we want to see Him, if we really desire to see Him, He manifests Himself to us in many ways, in different ways. Not only the way we may think He's going to show up. Because God is unlimited. He can show up in many ways, even through people. So, and if we don't want to see God, if we don't want to know anything about God, He gives us all the arguments in our mind. He gives us all the things that we have to say or to think to completely prove that God doesn't exist. So this is the greatness of God. God can give us all the elements for everything. We want to be connecting, we want to love God. He gives us everything for God, for that. We don't want to love Him. He gives us everything for that too. So we have to be very careful to what we are trying to do in connection with God, because He's going to give it to us. So now, something important that we have to think is that time is flying. Every day is gone. Every second is gone. Time is going and going and going. And our stay in this earth is not a long stay. We may stay here maybe, in my case, I'm 65 almost. Usually people live around this age, or maybe 80, maybe 90 at most. One of my friends was 93. So we don't have too much time. Even when we are 18 years old, 20 years old, still we might have 80 years more or 70 years more. But at the same time, all of we are in the same position. We don't know if we leave next day or next hour. So we don't know if we'll stay here a little bit more, because things happen. Like now, this thing about the virus. So we don't know. We can go at any moment. So that's why we have to be very careful how we use our time. How we use our time, what we put in our minds during that time. What we do with our lives. Do we dedicate our lives to think about God or to think away from God? Do we dedicate some moments to help people or to not help people? Do we use those last moments that we have or last years for what? So we have to think how we use these moments. We are now humans, right? We have the human form of life. Fortunately, we were not born as a tree or as an insect or as an animal. We are humans. And humans, we are superior with our brains. We have a difference, that makes us, you may say, superior by the grace of someone higher. That's why we are humans. So if someone higher somehow or other allows us to be on these universes, having such beautiful mother that we have, having such beautiful family that we have, so we owe to someone higher that we are here. And we have to, be very, very grateful for every second that we are here. Of course, when I'm doing marketing online, some of we are doing marketing online. Why? Because in the end, we want to make money for our families, for our situations, right? For what? For our lives, for our goals, for whatever we need, right? So yes, we are doing that because we need, on the background, we need money for our needs. But even though, so let's say we want only money, and we forget about that or everything else. That's a little sad, because there is even people that are millionaires in the world, and they are not really happy. And some of them, maybe they don't have the health that they would like to have, or they don't have the family that they wanted to have, or they are getting older, or whatever, so many things. So what I'm trying to say is that even money, even though it's necessary and very important, and we're going after it because I'm doing marketing also, so but it's not the goal in our lives. There is a superior goal in our lives, and we have to find out what it is. In my case, my goal is to develop love for God. And that's not only my goal, it's the goal of many, many, many people through history and even nowadays. So that should be our most important goal. Of course, I'm not pushing to you this goal. It's up to you because we are free. We are free to accept or not accept God or someone higher. So we're very free. And we can live our lives without God and dying. And then that's all. That's what we want, that's what we get. But if we want to put our lives in a better situation, in a more sublime or more happy internally situation, so I would recommend to you to try to find out a little bit more about what God is really. Going deep inside your own traditions, going deep inside your own religions, trying to see exactly what is God, and try to get a better connection with Him. I say Him. We say always Him. But God is the source of everything. He's the source of him or her, right? So if you want to really know what is the sex of God, He's the origin of all kind of sexes. He's the origin. So we cannot put Him on the he, on the she. He's just the source of everything, right? Well, we call him because that's the way we relate more easy, with Him. He's God. Just the supreme personality of Godhead. The most beautiful person. If you have seen someone beautiful in this universe, the source of that beauty, if you have seen that beauty in some person, some people, so someone higher than that person is God, is the source of that beauty. So many things to talk about God. I think I already went over the 10 minutes. Yes, around 15 minutes or something. And anyway, so I stop here. I thank you for you that are listening to this. And if you are going to listen later on, or if you're listening to this live later on, kindly hashtag replay on the comments and let me know your country where you were watching or listening. If you have any comment, you can share with me right there at the bottom, or you can send me a private message, DM me, and we go from there. I appreciate your attention to all of you. I wish you all the best. Let's keep going with our work. Let's dedicate our marketing work to someone superior. Let's dedicate the fruits of our labor to God. So I thank you for that. Let's try to make our God consciousness even higher. Okay, so that's what I recommend. Anyway, so please put any comments at the bottom. Replay, hashtag replay, and keep safe, please, during these times. And that's all I can say for now. God bless you, and see you next time.